Namaskar friends, and how the ideas can change anybody's life for betterment, for prosperity, for happiness, for health, and so many other things. You must have listened to the famous advertisement by Idea that an idea can change your life. Yes, definitely it can be. It's a very good line. Today I'll talk to you about a story of an organization which has grown only in few months to few $1 million. The story is about Gary Dell. He was a normal guy working in the advertisement field. He was a freelance copywriter. He used to say that it is something called being broke. Why? Because he was living in a small cubicle and having small earnings. Okay. So one fine evening, he was there sitting, sipping some drink in a bar. And they were discussing certain things. And things moved into the direction of having pets and the problem related to pets. People sitting over there, they said that there are so many problems keeping the pets. When you keep the pet, you have to take care of food, hygiene, health, nutrition, the nature calls of that particular pet, so many other things. And it is, almost next to caring for an individual, even rather more pronounced than that. So as the discussion was going on, this fellow Gary Dell probably was, thinking deeply in his mind. Then suddenly he almost jumped and he said, I have an idea. He said that I have a pet rock. Now the story starts from this. The moment he said, I have a pet rock, the germs or the seeds of that particular, idea was there in his deep core inner layers of his mind and heart. And from there, the idea start evolving. He says that, now I'll develop this idea. Why he said, I have a pet rock? He said, if you convert a rock into a pet, it will never expect anything out of you. It will never demand food, it will never demand hygiene conditions, it will never demand unnecessarily bother you also. Wherever you keep this, it will be remaining there. So that was his very simple, very neat and clean idea. So once he thought about this idea, he developed this idea. He had two investors, two colleagues of his. He said, you look out for some smooth stones or rock. So they had gone to a builder from where they bought, 2 truckloads of Mexican beach or Rosarcio beach stones, which are more in terms of rounded shape and very well, aesthetically very good. And the price, they paid almost a single penny for a particular piece. So they selected, they brought them in, and now starts the work of rolling down them into a marketing idea. What they do is, he has a friend of his or a colleague of his, for him, he has done some job of designing a packing. So from there, he sources all those cardboard packages or carrying cases. I'll show you the image also on the screen. What was it? It was a small hamper-like cardboard pack which was having holes in it. And in between that, the stone was nicely placed on straws, or which you call softwood shavings. Why? Because then it gives a quality feeling, that your small rounded stone resting on a piece of softwood shavings. So that was it, how it was packed. Okay, and to add icing on the cake, they had made a 32-page manual. And now the beauty lies in manual. It was a 32-page manual. It was having things you can do, things you cannot do, and little bit of fun, little bit of entertainment, jokes, and story goes like this. So the whole concept, the packaging was done in such a nice manner that it was an overnight hit. People liked this idea too much, and it got flared up because of media coverage. Some TV shows like The Tonight Show covered Gary in his program. Newspaper articles, they were also covering this. And then there was inbound calls to Gary's office. Gary said that at one time I was having phones on both of my ears, and then I hired a PR guy also who imitated and impersonated my voice also to answer all those calls. Okay, so in almost few months time he became millionaire, multi-millionaire. 1.5 million rocks were sold through this website, which the name of website is petrock.com, and the price of rock was $3.95, almost $4, and the cost few pennies, nothing more than that. Now you just see how a simplicity or how a beautiful idea came into a flash in terms of inspiration in Gary Dell's mind has changed his fortune forever. And the rest follows his story. There are so many things happened after that. There was a legal case also. He had been harassed by a few people also. There was a case by his investors also that they have not got their due, and so many other things in his personal life also. But Gary Dell was, and then he came back to advertisement also. He started his business of sailing also, and so many, and then he came back to the advertising business also. He wrote a very famous book also, Advertising for Dummies, because in the core of his heart he was a freelance copywriter. He was an advertiser, communication person. But this idea gave him so much popularity, so much money, that the house which he had now was having a equivalent swimming pool as compared to his house where he was living earlier. But he ran into certain problems also. Then at one point of time he regretted that also, that people think that I am owning my living to Petrock. But he says that sometimes I look back and wonder, these are his lines, sometimes I look back and wonder if my life would not have been simpler if I had not done it. But friends, the whole story and the Gary Dell will be known for Petrock. He made Petrock so popular. During the Christmas time it was being launched. At that particular time, on all birthday, all parties, all events, this $4 gift was a must-have, and people can easily afford that also. I'll read certain things out of the guideline manual, because which was very interesting, and which was the the USP of the Petrock success. I quote, "If when you remove the rock from its box, it appears to be excited, place it on some old newspapers." The manual again reads, "The rock will know what the paper is for and will require no further instructions. It will remain on the paper until you remove it." There is another line also which includes certain jokes also related to rock. while sit and stay were effortless to accomplish for a stone, for a rock. Rollover usually requires a little extra help from the trainer. Come, stand, and shake hands were found to be near impossible to teach to a rock. However, attack was fairly simple by a rock, always with some additional help within brackets from the owner's force. So these were the things which made pet rock idea popular and a millionaire to Gary Dell. Now coming back to this, what we are saying, if you see around yourself, you will see that even a simplistic idea can turn your fortunes into your favor. People do simpler things, but they do it with utmost determination, with utmost diligence, and by God's grace, by His will, the things roll down successfully. You see the famous eateries in your town. They're all successful because somebody has dedicated their time and effort to develop a particular formula. Various other ideas, like somebody must have thought somewhere that there should be a touch screen. Now people are talking about bigger screens. Now people are talking about bigger cameras. Somewhere somebody is working on one particular idea or the other idea. And those ideas are the germinating points of your success. And the ideas, if you find that, yes, you have that, intuitive intelligence in you, you'll have plenty of those ideas. And some ideas, if you implement them, they can make fortunes for you. But the point which makes difference is that I see a lot of people bubbling with ideas, creative ideas, innovative ideas, implementable ideas, while there are others who probably even don't have a slightest of flash in terms of doing a simple routine thing in a routine, non-routine, or in a innovative manner. Now here, what I feel is that one must be taught also that what is this intuitive intelligence and how it can be developed. Friends, when you talk about intuitive intelligence, it is also called sixth sense, where people, while either in deep meditation or in deep introspection or in deep thinking, some ideas pour in their mind from the unseen forces. Steve has said that. A lot of other people have also said that. It just came. Einstein also used to say same thing. So what we are saying is that you also train your mind in such a way that ideas, inspirations do come in abundance in your, at least in your realms of activity. In the coming episodes, we'll talk about how to develop intuitive intelligence, what are the key factors on that, whether it is inborn, whether it can be developed over a period of time, what spirituality and meditation has to do with this, what is the science of conscious and unconscious mind, how can you develop over the period of time your intuitive intelligence skills, what is the role of environment. For example, if you see Google Office, they promote creativity through their ambience, through their environment. I've seen a lot of people who go to Leh Ladakh for 6 months, 8 months, and there they write certain books of excellent eminence, and these people have succeeded in their life because they got into certain kind of positive format or positive environment whereby they can achieve success by having themselves into one particular format of mind. So with these words, I'll end today's session, but we'll meet in some next session where we'll talk about intuitive intelligence and how it can help you in a humongous way. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.